Hi everybody, it's Steph here, and today what we're going to do is show you a lovely Stephens fountain pen. Now, first of all, before we show you the pen, as you can see, it comes in this box which is rather tatty, but there's got some nice bits of information on the box which we'll show you in a moment. Now, the Stephens company was actually started by a Dr. Henry Charles Stephens, who basically, if you like, invented, or he started developing inks, if you like, for fountain pens, etc. And as the company went on, eventually, I believe, well, I'm not too sure, around about 1940s, his son, who was also called Henry C. Stephens, actually took over the company. Now, if we actually look at the box here, you can see, as I say, it's got Stephens Leverfil on the box here. To the very corner there, it's got iridium tipped. To the left side here, it's got self-filling. And then if we look to the side of the box here, you can see it's got proprietors Henry C. Stephens Limited, Gillespie Road, Highbury, London. Now, the Gillespie Road here, originally their head office was at Aldersgate Street in London, and around about 1941, the head office was actually bombed by, well, enemy bombers. So what they did around 1941, they relocated to Gillespie Road here. So to some extent that gives us an idea of the date of the pen, so around about maybe 1940s. Again, around the 1940s, Stephens, they actually patented the Leverfil pen as well. So again, that gives us an indication of the date of the pen. If we take you to the back here, it says again Henry C. Stephens Limited, and it says manufacturers of ink, gum, typewriter ribbons and carbons. So again, the Stephens company was mainly involved with, well, as it says, in inks and carbons, etc. But again, around about 1940s, they got involved with fountain pens. I believe some of the pens that were actually made by the company, or should I say for the company, were made by other manufacturers of fountain pens. Now, the main one I believe that Stephens actually used was a company called the Lang Pen Company in Liverpool. But as I say, they were made by other manufacturers for Stephens, the company. So that's a very sort of brief history, if you like. If we actually open the box there, you can see the box is very sort of tatty. You've got instructions, maintenance of the Stephens pen, instructions for filling, etc. Stephens patented models. So we'll pop that to one side, and let's show you the pen here. Absolutely lovely pen, and in my opinion, very, very much underrated. It's actually, the quality of the pen is very, very good, and actually is actually better than, I believe, some of the pens of that particular era around 1940s, 1950s. Lovely condition, comes in this black colour, and if we can actually show you the pen close up, you can see it's got this lovely sort of barleycorned chased pattern to the, well, not just to the barrel but also to the cap there. You can see the cap there has got this bowl clip with the name Stephens on the clip. To the very top there, you've got this sort of slightly peaked cap stud to the top there, and, well, hopefully you've noticed to the bottom of the cap there, we've got this quite a thin gold cap band to the bottom of the to the cap there. As we said earlier, this one's a Leverfil fountain pen. You can see the lever there. Again, it's got this lovely chase pattern to the barrel, and if we turn it just to the side there, now one of the things about the Stephens pens, they're very, very difficult to date. Although this particular one actually says Stephens Leverfil, and it's the number 106, and then underneath it's got made in England. Now, although it's the model 106, there was lots of other pens made by Stephens or by other manufacturers for Stephens. I've actually seen another model, the 106, which is actually a sort of cigar-shaped fountain pen, and that was in a blue marbled colour. I believe the model numbers, as with other pens, are difficult to date the pen by the model number. I believe, or I've read somewhere, that the 106 actually indicates the price of the pen at that particular when it was actually launched, and in this particular case 10 shillings and sixpence. So I've read that the model numbers are actually the prices of the pens when they were actually launched. So the 106, not being any kind of date number or anything, indicates the price of the pen. So very difficult to date these particular pens. Again, if we show you to the bottom of the barrel there, you can see it's just got a simple rounded barrel end. All in all, very, very nice, and as I say, in my opinion, very underrated. From the top of the cap to the bottom, it's approximately 130 millimeters capped. Around the diameter of the barrel here, it's approximately, well, it's a nice chunky 12 millimeters in diameter. Now, if we unscrew the cap there, show you the pen, give you a couple of little twirls, different angles. Very, very nice pen, very nice. You can see the section there has got a slight taper going towards the nib, and it's got this little ridge near the nib there. Let's show you the nib. Now, a lot of the Stephens pens were simply 14 karat gold warranted nibs, like this particular one here. It wasn't until, I believe, a later date that you could actually get nibs with the word Stephens actually on the nib. But the majority of their pens had these warranted 14 karat gold nibs. And if we turn it over for you there, you can see the section underneath there is the sort of what we term as a comb section underneath. As you can see, this particular one didn't need a lot of cleaning. It came to me in absolutely lovely condition. We've just simply put a new sack in it, put a new bar inside, a new J bar, and in the moment, as good time as any, let's see if the pen actually works, and let's see how it actually writes. We don't need to tell you, we've told you on lots of other videos, to fill the pen, what you simply do is, well, lift the lever like so, dip the nib in the ink, pop the lever back there like so, leave a few seconds, and then let's just give it a wipe like so. Let's pop the ink to one side, let's bring on a pad, and let's see. This is the first time the pen's actually been written with since I put a new sack and a new J bar inside. So what we have is a Stephens, and again this one is what they term as a Leverfil. Again, I date this pen around about the 1940s, possibly as far as maybe the 1950s, but I believe around about 1940s. Lovely, lovely writer. Slight amount of flex to the pen. You can see there we've got a slight bit of variation in the line, but all in all, a very, very nice writer. Okay, so there's a writing sample for the pen. As I say, a little bit of flexibility in the nib, a lovely writer. All in all, as I say, a very, very much underrated pen, lovely condition, and to be perfectly honest, a lovely quality fountain pen. Not a lot of, well, there's not a lot of collectors of these particular pens, there's not a lot known about them, but all in all, very nice pens. Come in lots of different models, different shapes, in different filling systems. This one's a lever. I believe they also brought out a button filler in these, well, not in this particular model, but in the Stephens range. And as I said before, the pens were made by other manufacturers for Stephens Limited. Lovely, lovely pen. So there you have it, the Stephens Leverfil 106 fountain pen. I hope you've enjoyed it, as always, as much as I love showing them to you. Don't forget, plenty more videos on my channel. Go and have a look. Don't be shy, leave a comment. But for now, I'll just say bye-bye now.